Dan. Thanks for tuning into DC Outdoors. It's November 6th. It's around 4:15, and I'm finally set up in the stand. I'm here for the first trip of the rifle season out for white-tailed deer. I'm going to be hunting tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday morning. So I will keep checking in with you throughout this trip, but I'm looking forward to being at the beginning part of the rut and hopefully having some pretty good encounters with some deer. So stick around, and thanks for coming along on this hunt with me. It's a pretty quiet evening. Haven't seen anything in the hour and a bit that I've been here in the stand. I was pretty lucky that on the way in tonight, when I was getting my clothes on for the night's hunt, I got a chicken, got a grouse. So that's pretty exciting. I guess it's always good to bring the shotgun along with you. But yeah, I got changed. Threw the bird in the truck, so I'll have to clean it up later, and then got to the stand here, and yeah, haven't seen much. I pulled some SD cards on the way to the stand, and I'm pretty excited to see if there's anything exciting that turns up on them, and maybe I can use that recon to plan where I'm going to go tomorrow or where I'm going to go on Sunday. So got about 15 minutes left. Not feeling too good about it tonight, but we'll see where the night takes us. Alright, well, I'm making my way out of the stand for the night. Again, it was a pretty slow evening, but I think it's supposed to be pretty snowy tomorrow, so maybe the deer were, I don't know, just sensing that and kind of staying hunkered down. Was also set up a little bit late, so that might have something to do with it too. But anyways, hoping for a better day on day 2. And yeah, like I said, I pulled some SD cards today too, so I'm really excited to take a look at what's on them, just to see if maybe there's some information on there that might help me set up a plan for tomorrow. But anyways, keep watching. We'll check in with you soon. Alright everybody, it's about 10:30 in the morning here on Saturday morning. It's been a really quiet morning so far. Driving to where I accessed this blind, I saw a few deer on the road, but hunting this morning I haven't seen anything. It's been probably around -5 and a little bit of wind. So it probably feels like maybe like -10 or so Celsius. And it's pretty steady snowing. We had about 2 inches of snow overnight, and it's been pretty steady snowing all morning. I've tried a few rattling and calling sequences, and I did use a little bit of doe and estrus scent around me. So I'm hoping that the kind of combination of the calling and the scents will pull something out. Alright, everybody. Well, I went for a little walk there in the afternoon and just tried to figure out where I was going to hunker down here for the evening hunt. And I settled on basically a little gas line. I'm just going to sit on a log and see what's up. To my left, maybe about 80 yards away, there's a little scrape that looks like it was probably hit early this morning. And I guess kind of to my right, I guess kind of towards maybe my like 1 or 2 o'clock is where the blind is where I was hunting this morning. So this looks like it might be a good spot. Probably going to try a little bit of calling and rattling, and I did spray down some estrus scent just along the gas line just to see if that helps pull anything out. So got about 2.5 hours to go, and hoping for some good luck. We'll check in with you before the end of the night. So I had left the little log that I was sitting there on the gas line and came back towards the blind that I was in this morning, and sure enough, as I got closer, there were about 5 deer all around my blind. One was like a little spike-horn buck, and the others were does and fawns, but it was pretty cool because the little spike-horn buck was grunting at and chasing one of the little does, so that was kind of cool. So I tried to just sort of crouch down by some trees and sneak my way into the blind, but I ended up scaring them off, and nonetheless, I am now back in the blind. I'm hoping that a big buck or a larger buck is checking out maybe where those does and fawns were playing around, so I might still have a little bit of luck. We'll see. I think we have maybe about an hour and 15 minutes or so to go. Finally stopped snowing, so it almost seems like now that it stopped snowing, the deer are actually moving. But anyways, I will check in with you before the night is done. Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday. It's pretty much my last kick at it. I was a little bit late getting out to my blind, probably maybe about 10 or 15 minutes after legal shooting light began, but I set up some scents around my blind. So I used set up basically 2 scent wicks with doe and estrus, and I set up 1 scent wick with buck scent. Basically set up the 2 doe ones on either side of me and the buck one kind of a bit closer. I was just sitting in here and saw a few deer cross in front. It looked like maybe a doe and twins, or a doe and a couple of yearlings. And yeah, I think that's pretty positive. It's a cool day, probably maybe about -15 Celsius, but no snow, which is awesome. So anyway, I will check in with you guys as the morning progresses. Wish me luck. was a pretty nice deer, but wrong side of the fence. I tried a few little rattling and grunt sequences, so hopefully I can pull him in. There's another scrape off to my right, so I'm kind of hoping that maybe the deer will go into the field or go into the woods off to my left and then maybe loop around and come try to check out this other scrape. So I'm going to hang tight a little bit more, maybe try a little bit of calling, and hopefully we can get him out. We'll see what happens. I tried to push back in where the deer crossed, but I didn't have any luck tracking down that buck. I can only hope that I'll cross paths with him again this season. Tune in again for more outdoor adventures. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Until next time, we'll see you outdoors.